Lie down.
I like that idea. Hey, did you get you too? Yeah.
Speak.
But this sentiment could change if your efforts continue to prove inadequate.
Jesus. The only problem with our performance has been that the UFO escaped, but like, we're literally, it's beyond the knowledge of human, it's beyond the extent of human knowledge to get to that UFO. Everything else we did. You know how many people we lost? God, grade D. Come on. What are you doing, Council? How many aliens did you kill?
Remember, we will be watching.
Oh, we're actually in the mission area right now, so let's go say howdy to this guy. Can't say howdy to him. He's been impaled by a stick. He is dead. I'll say it anyway. Howdy. Hello. He won't respond. Uh-oh. Can we see Sniper Wolf? I'm gonna knock on the wall so that she... Look, it looks like I'm up against... Where's Sniper Wolf, ladies and gents? You see her out there? I'm trying to match what these people are doing. Oh, I got a partner.
This is so fun.
This is great.
Keep dancing.
We're having a great time here. This is like the best day ever for Sora. Do I dare? Hold on, I gotta take a sip of coffee. I don't dare. I don't dare yet. Alright, all aboard. The Snake Express. Beep beep. I can't beep beep. Oh, come on, game. Give me a beep beep. I can't beep. Meow, meow. We'll just go. Sorry everybody, Snake Express is canceled today. We couldn't beep beep. This is a defining moment for our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You're going to find out. Jump! He can swim, ladies and gentlemen, he can swim! Oh, what a day, what a day! Spider-Man can finally swim. It only took him about 14 years to learn how to do it. Congratulations, Spidey, I'm proud of you. This lady says, all right, people, remember that each of us bears the weight of humanity's very existence upon our shoulders. You know, but no pressure or anything. Good, and then Hitmonchan didn't die, so that's a plus. It's always a plus in my book. Loading! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, God, why'd you have to do that? Oh! Jesus, they came over quick. Woo! Stop doing zombie stuff, zombies. Damn, what happened to their head? It's in a bag. I'll fix that for you. If it's in neutral, wouldn't it fall back onto him? Oh god, well it is falling back onto him.
Hurry, hurry, it's slipping. I can't hold it much longer.
Ow! I love that they made an animation for that. Oh, Uncharted. Some of your combat encounters are sloppy, but your storyline is always great. Give a present. I think this is our last chance to ask her out, but I don't think she's gonna want to go out with us unless we're in that last bar. Let's try it. We gotta try it. Ask her out. You wanna go out after this? After this? Yeah, I would like to spend more time with you. We did it! We did it! That's it. Very nice. Good. Whoa, whoa! Oh man, this is like the Christmas story. Going straight down Santa's thing here. Ah, crap. Where's my Red Ryder BB gun? Ah, jeez. It's like it loses signal for a second when you try to exit the menu screen. Oh! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Die already! Inconsiderate. I'm trying to save my bullets a little bit. I'll say. Whoa! Alright, hold on. What's my move? What's my move? Oh, I don't have it available yet. Oh! Dodge that. Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're playing more Assassin's Creed 3. And we're out here doing our stuff. We're on sequence 3 now, but this game is huge. I have no concept of how many sequences there are going to be or what's even going to go down. It's a big one. It's clearly a lot larger than the other ones.
Sincere condolences to the Brown family. Mr. Roberts would like to remind the city youth not to play near the manufacturing buildings.
Let us speak later, my friend.
Franklin doesn't have anything else to say to us right now. Alright, so we want to get these. You know what else is confusing about this? Is that this is filled in when it's a completed viewpoint on the map, and this one is dark. But on the mini-map, the completed viewpoint is dark. So it's like kind of conflicting information. Oops. Oops. Oh, look, it's a thing full of like it looks like carrots or maybe corn. It's not a thing of hay this time. So we're not really finding a lot of missions around town when we do the viewpoints. I think maybe we're supposed to go to the quest.
Hello, Charles. Any luck finding our mystery woman?
Word is she's been stirring up trouble just outside the city in a town called Lexington.
Well, then that's where we'll begin our search. I'll meet you there.
Damn, I try not to hit the people and then I hit them anyway. I'm not very good at avoiding pedestrians. It's nice that they seem to always point you towards the hay bale when you get out of the synchronize mode. Let's see where we are. Okay, so we're kind of cutting a swath through the city. Damn, there's a lot of viewpoints around. Let's get a couple database entries in too. Oh man, we keep... Fort Hill and South Battery. Fort Hill is the second highest hill in Boston, if only it had tried harder when it was a little hillock, and overlooks Boston Harbor. Defenses were built here in the mid-17th century, along with a smaller one-gun fortification near the harbor named South Battery. The South Battery was expanded in the 1740s, but had fallen out of use by the 1760s. Both it and Fort Hill were rebuilt by the Patriots during the Revolutionary War, but both were dismantled before the turn of the century. Fort Hill, the hill itself, not the fortification, was leveled in the late 1860s to make room for more land, so it never realized its dream of becoming the highest hill in town. If that sounds familiar, it's because it happened to every hill in Boston. Hills are the natural enemies of Bostonians, and always will be. Silas Thatcher. Silas Thatcher was the nephew of a well-to-do London merchant who purchased a commission for him in the British regulars when he was quite young. He was sent to the colonies in 1750, poor man, where he was being posted at the defences along Boston Neck. You won't be surprised to learn that Thatcher had a mean streak. Few men wanted to serve under him, which might be what led to him being posted in Boston in the first place. Living in the colonies was regarded as something akin to exile at the time. Actually, come to think of it, not much has changed. Men who advanced under Thatcher's command were noted for their cruelty, like his personal assistant Cutter, which even you might have guessed is a nickname, meaning one who likes to cut things, preferably people. Not what I look for in a PA, but there you go. At the time, pay in the army was notoriously bad, and soldiers would often pick odd jobs in their spare hours to make ends meet. This made them rather unpopular in Boston, where unemployment was rather high. However, Thatcher found something he enjoyed much more: demanding protection money from merchants in Boston. Not only that, but he dabbled in theft, fencing stolen goods, and the slave trade. A real Renaissance man, capturing the local indigenous people and selling them off to the highest bidder, which is what he was doing when Haytham found him. Copp's Hill Battery. Copp's Hill is one of the tallest hills in Boston and the highest point in Boston's north end. The hill was fortified during the siege of Boston, partly to discourage rebels from building their own fortifications across the river on the Charleston Peninsula. The artillery on Copp's Hill fired on the Continental Army during the Battle of Bunker Hill. Well, sort of. It was actually a bit more distraction than destruction, at least the Breed's Hill fortifications. The artillery fire on the town of Charlestown was more effective. The resulting fires forced out the Continental Army snipers and leveled the town. John Pitcain. In 1754, John Pitcain was a young captain in the British Marine Corps. He fought in the French and Indian War, but I can't find much about his postings. He's listed as being on the HMS Lancaster during the capture of Louisbourg, that's in Canada. No record of being on the American side of the colonies, but it seems he did some covert work as well. That would explain the lack of details. Pitcairn was promoted to major in 1771, and he gained a reputation for being well liked by his subordinates, and praised by his enemies. Oh, that's a difficult trick to pull off. Maybe he had a lovely smile. Edward Braddock. Edward Bulldog Braddock was the Major General placed in charge of the British troops at the beginning of the French and Indian War, probably because he had a nickname like Bulldog. Braddock was serving as the acting governor of Gibraltar when he received the command in North America. He was given control of 2 regiments of regulars and assigned to win back Fort Duquesne from the French, known as the Braddock Expedition, as part of a larger attack on French colonies on the continent. Braddock has been well liked as the governor of Gibraltar, but things changed once he reached North America. He had been known for keeping strict order among his troops, but it seems he went beyond that into brutality. He gained a reputation for being quick-tempered and cruel. He also displayed a contempt for non-British soldiers that alienated the colonial militia he was trying to recruit. So a cruel, racist bulldog, then? Oh, they're my least favorite type of bulldog. Braddock took a bullet to the chest during the battle in 1755, rumor has it from one of his own soldiers, which is a job hazard when you're nasty to the people around you and they all have guns. Sounds like the bulldog may have been put down. Christchurch. This is known today as Old North Church, because it's the oldest church in the north end of Boston, but up to 1776 it would have been known by its official name, Christ Church, named after Jesus Christ, a former celebrity carpenter. This is where, on the night of Paul Revere's ride, 2 signal lanterns appeared to warn rebels on the opposite shore that the British regulars were on their way to seize weapons. The signal was Paul Revere's idea, but contrary to popular belief, the lamps weren't to signal to Revere. They were meant to warn lookouts on the opposite shore in case Revere was captured. This church was a natural choice for a signal flame. It was the highest steeple in Boston and easily seen from the other side of the river. Even better, the church was Anglican. The congregation was full of wealthy loyalists. Who would suspect the church sexton, Robert Newman, a friend of Revere's, of sneaking into the church at night to send secret messages? Well, the British would, actually. They captured Newman a few days later and questioned him. He put on a terrific show and managed to convince them he was innocent, and then fled town, which didn't really back up the whole innocent thing very well. Grenadiers. Grenadiers were originally the soldiers in charge of throwing grenades, hence the name. They were chosen for being tall, muscular, and fearless. Not only did they need the strength to throw grenades far enough to actually injure the enemy, they had to be brave or stupid enough to stay in the front lines of battle to do it. Grenadiers were also called upon to be fast, effective assault troops, helping with things like storming breaches during sieges. You know, all the standard easy jobs that are likely to get you killed. By the mid-18th century, grenades had fallen out of favor, but Grenadiers were still regarded as elite regiments, called on to guard the right flank of their battalions and still to do all the dangerous work they got a reputation for. An interesting note on the hats, they were made high and narrow so as not to get in the way while you were throwing grenades, which is a good feature to have. Eventually, the mitre hat became part of the standard dress uniform in numerous armies. It's also possible Grenadiers just really dig the idea of looking like the Pope. History is mute on that point. French and Indian War, dates 1754 to 63. This is one of many wars in the long-standing British versus French rivalry. Well, you might call it a rivalry, I'd call it a battle of wits with an unarmed country. This particular war being over who would come out as the biggest colonial power. Of course, it wasn't enough that the British and French fight one another. They convinced a number of North American indigenous nations to join the conflict as well, hence the name French and Indian War. The war started in the colonies, but spread to Europe where it was known as the 7 Years' War. Before you pointed out, yes, I know the dates add up to more than 7 years. The conflict started in 1754, but the war wasn't officially declared until 1756. But well done for spotting it, you mathlete. I bet you were popular at school. George Washington has the honor of starting the actual fighting. Under orders, of course. He was sent to create a fort in disputed territory. While he was doing that, he crossed paths with the French patrol. Washington attacked. The French retaliated. The British followed up by sending 2 regiments of regulars to the fight, and so it began. The British fought a losing battle until about 1758, when they got a new prime minister, who decided funding the war effort was a priority. Possibly because of the whole French thing. Maybe he ate a bad baguette once. With the added support, the British, along with their indigenous allies and the colonial militia, began to gain ground, slowly but surely. Eventually, the French were driven out of almost all of their territory north of the Caribbean, something we in Britain celebrate with a special holiday called Every Day All Year. So the British won, but they were left with a huge war debt. They tried to pay this off with taxes levied from the colonists they defended from the French, who would have had them all eating onions and saying, "Oui, sir, non, sir," before you knew it. The colonists objected, leading up to a series of protests, which were part of the unrest that led to the American Revolution. Talk about gratitude. Zut alors. Boston Neck. In the 18th century, the only land route into Boston was across a narrow strip of land called Boston Neck. One often talks about the heart of Africa, of course, or the bosom of Europe. How wonderful that Boston gets a neck. Fortifications were built across the neck to protect the city from a land attack, I suppose a bit like a heavy necklace or a handsome neck brace. When the siege of Boston began in 1755, Governor Gage ordered that the fortifications be expanded and strengthened. They became known as Gage's Lines. Starting in the 19th century, land was added to Boston Neck, widening it to make room for the city to grow and presumably to ease traffic on and off the island, since Boston's no longer in danger of attack from the countryside. King's Chapel. King James II ordered the building of this Anglican church in the 1680s, because he was a king and a perk of the job is doing whatever they want. However, since Boston was full of Puritans who had come to the New World precisely to get away from the Anglicans, nobody was willing to sell land to the budding parish. In the end, the governor ordered that the church be built on top of the old public burial ground, the logic being that the dead couldn't complain. They're notoriously compliant, and there the church stands today. After the Revolution, the church was known as the Stone Chapel for several years, kings not being particularly popular at the time, and calling a stone chapel the Stone Chapel was the best idea anyone could come up with at the time. I've never understood these people's needs for independence, by the way. We gave birth to them, they were happy to suckle on our teats in their infancy, there were a few toddler wobbles, but as soon as they got to their teenage years, they could all bang on about as their independence. As soon as they got to their teenage years, all they could bang on about was their independence. So they stormed out. But we know they'll be back eventually to borrow money or to get us to wash their clothes, and we'll forgive them because we are older and wiser. God, he's killing it. Sean is killing it. I love that. New South Meeting House. Another wooden church, this time with a bell in the steeple. Samuel Adams' father, also named Samuel Adams, was one of the founding members. I'm surprised it wasn't torn down for firewood during the siege, but I guess its members just hadn't angered the British enough for that. It's conveniently named so you won't mistake it for the old South Meeting House, where all the important events happened. Simple as best. I'm describing the naming system, I'm not describing you. Old Meeting House. The bells in this church rang out in the hours leading up to the Boston Massacre, as crowds were gathering to taunt the soldiers in front of the State House. In Boston at the time, church bells were rung when there was a fire, so people ran into the streets to see what was happening. That swelled the crowd, making tensions between the people and the British soldiers that much worse. It ended, of course, with the soldiers firing into the crowd, killing 5 people. And this concludes our lesson on how church bells could be used to incite riots in colonial America. Church residence. This house was built in 1707 by a prominent local merchant named Robert Califf. Benjamin Church bought it from his house to use as a Boston residence. Church's practice was on Newbury Street, a fairly short walk away, so the house was in an ideal location. It's also in a nice part of town. Even in colonial Boston, 2-story houses with fenced-in gardens don't come cheap, and they don't even get cable. Actually, given the location, it seems that Church's practice was doing very well indeed. That, or he had another source of revenue. Benjamin Church. Benjamin Church was a talented physician, and essentially the first Surgeon General of the U.S. Army. Church was born in Rhode Island and graduated from Harvard University in 1754, so you're meeting him here just out of college. He'll be appointed head of the medical wing of the Continental Army in 1775, but for God's sake, don't tell him. It'll go straight to his head. Church goes on to become a vocal patriot, which makes him sound like a member of a weird barbershop quartet. But he was a member of the Sons of Liberty and his local committee of correspondence. They even speak of the 3rd anniversary of the Boston Massacre. He's also got a house in a very nice part of town. Being a doctor must pay well. Okay, I think that we have all of the database entries again. Yes. It's interesting they tell us the completion rating of the database entries in this one. Oh, hold on. I want to go get that eagle point. I also want to pet this cat. You can't actually pet the cat, it seems like. They just go through your legs, which is nice as well. Oh, are you sure you want to travel to the frontier? Yeah, I guess. Wow. Oh. So we can't do this while we're in the city, but we can do it while we're out in the wild.
Have you found her?
She's made camp not too far from here.
Excellent. Well, the sooner we're done, the sooner we can get out of this cold.
I am afraid I have some bad news, sir.
Oh?
Braddock is insisting I return to service under him. I've tried to beg off, to no avail.
No doubt he's still angry about losing Pitcain. To say nothing of the shaming we gave him. Do as he asks. In the meantime, I'll work on having you released.
I'm sorry for the trouble.
Not your fault.
We're too late.
Fire's only just been snuffed. Snow recently disturbed. She's close.
Onyx.
These tracks are fresh. They must be hers. Seems she took to higher ground. Out of the snow and into the trees.
Oh, cool. Uh-huh.
Wait here. Come back! You return to Braddock, Charles, before he grows suspicious. I can handle things from here.
But, sir!
But nothing. Go! Stop running! I only wish to talk! I am not your enemy! Please just hear me out! Gods, woman! Only let me speak! Enough with these...
I'm not really seeing any good clues about where she would be. Oh, wait. That's something. Or is that my footprint? Oh, crap. I'm not much of a tracker, am I? Could honestly be anybody's tracks. It could be a deer. Because the snow is so high that it would be like that. Oh, there she is.
You try my patience, woman!
Wow, she was just watching us that whole time. Watching us stumble around. Hathem's not really as good at climbing through trees as she is.
Are you touched in the head?
Me, Hatham. I come in peace.
Why are you speaking so slow?
Sorry.
What do you want?
Well, your name, for one.
I'm Gadzit Zio.
Pleased to meet you. Gadsday.
Just call me Zio.
Dio.
Zio.
Dio.
Now tell me why it is you're here. Where did you get this?
From an old friend.
I've only seen such markings in one other place.
Where?
Well, it is forbidden for me to speak of it.
I saved your people. Does this mean nothing to you? Look, I am not the enemy.
Close to here, there is a hill. Meet me there, and we'll see if you speak the truth. That town hosts soldiers who seek to drive my people from these lands. They're led by a man known as the Bulldog.
Edward Braddock.
You know him?
He is no friend of mine.
Every day, more of my people are lost to men like him.
Then I suggest we put a stop to it. Together.
What do you propose?
That we kill Edward Braddock. But first, we have to find him.
I don't trust you.
I know
Yet you remain.
that I might prove you wrong.
It will not happen.
So you say.
So I know.
Yet, I remain. Wait here. A Mohawkman is likely to raise suspicions, if not muskets.
This is hardly the first time I've been amongst your people. I can handle myself.
I hope so.
Oh, cool. Oh, crap.
Can't stand being quartered there. The endless crashing of the waves, the sting of the salt in my eyes, and the goddamn gulls shrieking and shitting everywhere.
You're sure that's where we're going?
Aye, the Bulldog's putting together another expedition.
That's what they're calling them now. Expeditions.
Aye, smart too. Slap a fancy name on something and all evil is excused.
I hear tell the French are readying to move on our positions. Wonder what Braddock intends to do about it.
He's already left for the advanced camp. I'll wager our little holiday here is just about ended. We'll be marching south before week's end.
Uh-oh. Oh, everybody's suspicious of me now. Ah! I screwed that up. I wanted to explore. Oh, that's my fault.
Can't stand being quartered there. The endless crashing of the waves, the sting of the salt in my eyes, and the goddamn gulls shrieking and shitting everywhere.
You're sure that's where we're going?
Aye, the Bulldog's putting together another expedition.
That's what they're calling them now. Expeditions.
Aye, smart too. Slap a fancy name on something and all evil is excused.
Oh, so on the mini-map, it's a picture of mountains, which I assume represents frontier. So the B when we were indoors before didn't mean building, it meant
French are
Boston.
readying to move on our positions. Wonder what Braddock intends to do about it.
He's already left for the advance camp. I'll wager our little holiday here is just about ended. We'll be marching south before week's end.
Oi! Where you going, Cully?
Me?
No, the other cock robin.
Well, I was leaving.
Oh? And now?
Well, now... I'm going to feed you your teeth.
And you were worried I was going to be the problem?
Whoa.
You're hurt.
Oh, that's nothing.
Here. This should stop the bleeding.
That wasn't necessary. But thank you.
We should move on. Meet me at Braddock's camp when you're ready.
I love the way that we don't it's not pausing the game to do those anymore. All those status screens about our missions. Like, it feels a lot more fluid that way. I'm interested to see what all this stuff is. We keep gathering things where you have to leave the Animus, so let's try and do that. We haven't done any outside Animus stuff. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the animations in the fight scenes. Is that the Animus right there? He's got like a natural bed to sit on.
What are you working on?
Lots of different stuff. If you're going into the field, we need a way to keep tabs on you and stay in touch. Hacking into local security systems won't cut it.
Thanks.
For what?
I don't know. Everything. You've sacrificed a lot for me. You and Sean both. I mean, you upgraded the Animus, you helped train me, pulled me out of that coma. You put all that work into the database and helped me solve Clay's puzzles. I know I haven't been the easiest person to work with, and I'm sorry for that. I just want you to know that even if I'm shitty at showing it, I appreciate everything you've done.
That was nice.
You really think we'll finally get some answers down here?
Maybe. Talking to the first Civ has always been a pain in the ass, though.
Imagine what it must be like for them.
What do you mean?
They've been separated from us by tens of thousands of years. A completely different language and culture. Possessed of an intelligence vastly superior to our own. We're lucky they've communicated as much as they have.
I don't know why they had to make this all so complicated. I mean, if they need something from me, they should just come out and say it.
I've been wondering about that myself. I get the sense Juno and Minerva didn't exactly see eye to eye. I'm studying everything I can get my hands on, but maybe you'll find something down here that can shed light on the mystery. What happened between them, and why?
Juno, I think, is Hera, I guess, and Minerva is Athena. I'm really not very good with the Roman versions of the gods. I don't want to accidentally get back in the Animus. Oh, here we go. Welcome. Oh, mission replay. That's interesting. So these are in descending order. Okay. From R. Crane to Desmond. Patch notes. Heyo, had a little bit of downtime while you were gone, so I figured I'd do what I can to upgrade the operating system. It's actually been ready for a little while now, but with the Animus in safe mode, I wasn't about to retry an installation. The things I did, actually it should be we, since I had a few people in the other cells chip in. 1. Modifications to the targeting system. You should be able to move in and out of combat more easily. 2. Free running improvements. You're less likely to jump at the wrong time or in the wrong direction. Thank you. 3. Only one input for interacting with the world. No more choosing between parts of your ancestor's body. 4. You can assassinate while moving now. Definitely try it out ASAP. You could pick up weapons on the go as well. 5. We implemented a weather system. Rain, snow, wind, it's all there. 6. Animals. Enough said. 7. Faster fast travel. Just open your map and you can instantly travel to any unlocked fast travel station. Oh, wow. 8. Revamp the map. It now provides a lot of additional information, and you got more control over what it shows. There's a ton of other stuff, but your dad's yelling at me to get back to work, so I better wrap this up. I'll head you up on the other side as you come across new features. Sean Hastings. Database. First of all, welcome back. It's good to see you fully recovered. Can't imagine what it was like for you, trapped in there. If you ever want to chat about it, you just let me know. Anyway, you'll find the database essentially unchanged, aside from a few cosmetic upgrades. As before, you'll receive a notification when I've added a new entry. I'll also let you know if any of the entries are updated, as is often the case when dealing with these conspiratorial ancestors of yours. Oh, that's cool. So they'll update the entries, and that's why they have the unread icon. William Miles, the mission. I know it's easy to get distracted while inside the Animus, but I'm hoping everyone can stay focused here. We need to find that key as soon as possible. Also, do not go exploring the temple without first clearing it with me. And carry your headsets with you at all times. Can't afford to lose anyone because curiosity got the better of them. We're short-handed as it is. Sean Hastings, Bowles. We've got a visitor down here. It's Juno. She's been appearing every now and then. Sort of flits through the air. Reminds us to guard you well, find the key, blah blah, and then poof, disappears. At first we thought it was just another holographic recording, but then your father called her some rather choice words and she glared at him. Honest, swiveled those eyes in directions and frowned. Creeped me out. I don't know if she's reaching out to us from the past, but if some part of her is actually still conscious, or if maybe she's inside the apple like some evil genie. Whatever it is, it gives me the creeps. And note on that, Happy Halloween! Oh yeah, it was sent on October 31st. Sean Hastings, Hatham's Amulet. Though I suppose Hatham's Amulet is technically a piece of Eden, it's not particularly exciting. It functions as a key, and, well, that's about it. I know, we're all used to these things being incredibly powerful and thus rather dangerous, but this one is neither. Is it weird I'm disappointed? That said, it's still critical to our mission, so I suppose that counts for something. Sean Hastings. Sad face. Good lord, Rebecca, with all the fixes and updates and improvements you supposedly put into this recent software revision, one would think you would have had the decency to include a British English dictionary in the spell checker. Some of us prefer to use proper language when corresponding. The database keeps trying to replace the letter S with Z in certain words, and it's declared war on the letter U as well. Realize becomes realize, and color becomes collar. Wrong. It's all rather ethnocentric if you ask me. Also quite against the principles of the Assassin Brotherhood last I checked. And here I thought we were meant to be an all-inclusive bunch. R. Crane, email fix. Just a quick heads up, replying to email chains will no longer return multiple instances of the word RE. Should cut down on subject length considerably. Sean Hastings, RE email fix. Are you sure about that? See above. R. Crane, RE email fix. Haha, very funny, Sean. William Miles. Focus, please. So they have consolidated this, I guess. Or maybe everybody has a different computer that you go to for their emails. Let's check.
You really think we'll finally get some answers down here?
Maybe. Talking to the first Civ has always been a pain in the ass, though.
Ah, crap.
Imagine what it must be like for them.
Oh, we can skip these. Oh, that's nice. Because we accidentally activated the same one. I don't know why Rebecca's voice on that one is as if she's through the radio. The fact that you're out in, like, you know, mostly uninhabited countryside and stuff, and primitive cities, like, you know, pre-colonial or pre-revolutionary America, it's a great choice for them to do a lot of this, like, natural climbing mechanics, because obviously you're going to be in, you know, natural environments a lot more. Damn, it's dark in these areas. Hold on, let's check the brightness settings. Let's turn it to 6. See if that does anything. Sometimes brightness in games will affect the brightness and contrast, and sometimes it's just brightness, which makes it, like, really, you know, weirdly washed out. I think this is doing both. We'll see. It does seem kind of washed out. Hold on. You never know with these things. Gamma is usually a better setting than brightness. I think it's about the same. They just want these areas to be unlit. A strange choice in my opinion, but... It is a pretty striking bit of concept design for this whole area, though. I like it a lot.
Yes? Just thought I'd, you know, say hi.
You have more important things to do right now.
Jesus, Dad.
What? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Hi, son. How are you? What have you been up to?
I know what you've been up to. Nothing. You wasted away in some shitty apartment with a pointless job, while the rest of us were out there fighting to make a difference.
You are such an asshole. Are you thinking about hitting me again? Because this time, I will hit back.
Let's just get back to work, okay?
Jeez. I really hope they give us a good excuse to explore this in this game. The explorable outside Animus stuff in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was gorgeous, and it was a great concept for the Monteriggioni, you know, like, present-day Monteriggioni stuff, but they didn't really ever give us a good reason to go around and look at it. I mean, we did it just because we wanted to, but the whole game I was kind of waiting for, like, oh, when's the part in the story when, like, Desmond has to go look around the city and stuff, and they never did it. And that's just, it's a testament to, like, having great environment artists, but then, like, not really tying it together. The Assassin's game do this a lot, where they create a lot of great mechanics and great ideas and really well individually created systems, but then they don't do that much to, like, integrate them into the necessity of the game. Like, for example, in Revelations, they had this whole mechanic about securing Assassin Den, and if you didn't secure it, then you'd have to do, like, a tower defense mission. But we ended up playing the game in such a way that we secure the den so fast that we never needed to do any tower defense missions. And it's like, that was a major mechanic they probably worked really hard on. And I kind of, like, am sad that they didn't do something to kind of make those a little more necessary. It's, like, weird that somebody spent so much time on that, and then it just kind of, it's, you know, didn't amount to much in our playthrough. Anyway, I'm hoping they do some stuff with this area.
Would you look at that?
What is it?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a counter. And judging from the iconography, I think it's safe to say when that's emptied, the end begins.
Is it that thing? I guess.
Honest answer, please, Desmond. Do you think we're getting out of this alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty tall order. If the first Civ couldn't save the world, how the hell are we supposed to swing it?
We have some time.
We have less than 2 months. They had decades and a lot more resources. And the worst part is we knew this was coming for, what, hundreds of years?
History repeats, it seems. The first Civ was so busy with their war against us, no one even noticed what was happening. We get advance warning and then fall to fighting with the Templars. Lovely.
Hopefully, whatever's behind that door will make a difference.
And if it doesn't, well, at least we tried.
Good stuff, ladies and gents. That's going to do it for Assassin's Creed 3 this time. Thank you for joining the show. The channel's called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the follow button. And, of course, if you want to join our Assassin's Creed book club, where I've been picking a unrelated to the series, but related to the setting and themes of each Assassin's game, picking a book that relates to each game, you can check that in the channel description, and you'll find a link to it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.